I'm Tracy McElvaney. I'm a group leader of the Advanced Communications Research Group in PSCR. From the LTE technology perspective, one of the fundamental building blocks is the LTE cell. It's basically when you're standing at any point in the system, you have access to one cell, and that cell has resources available. So we'd like you to know really what resources you have at your disposal when you have a device in your hand, whether it's a radio or a smartphone or a tablet. And some of those critical resources are downlink and uplink bandwidth. On the LTE cell, typically you'll have about 50 megabits of throughput available to you on the downlink. That 50 megabits is shared amongst all users. And 50 is not a hard number. It could be 60. It depends on the antenna type. It depends on the optimization and the cell site. And then on the uplink, you have about 25 megabits per second, which is about half of the downlink. The difference is because there's two different technologies used for uplink and downlink. The uplink transmission is done by the device, and battery is obviously critically important to device operations. So the uplink technology needs to preserve battery life, therefore you can't get the same throughput levels as you can on the downlink. The next set of critical resources are how many users can stay connected to the network. When you look at users rushing to an incident, a lot of times they're not using the network, their device is just turned on. And you can have upwards of 1,000 or more users that are idle, that are coming into the coverage area of a cell who might be able to use it. As those users begin to connect, the cell has an upper limit. Most cells support around 400 active users. It could be more depending on the vendor, depending on the optimization, the technology type. But in general, 400 to 500 active connected users are about what you can expect. And then each user, once he's connected, will use various data services. You could have a voice call at the same time have data connections. So every device can have multiple data connections. The standards say you can have up to 8 data connections per device, but the cell itself has an upper limit as well. And typically what we see are about 1,300 active data connections in one cell.